Hey, yo, this is your boy Post. You're now tuned in to Hood Action News Live. Yo, get my mic ready. I usually do this before I start, but y'all gonna see the fixings, put the fixings up, you know what I mean? So, yo, you see on my screen, you see the thumbnail. I got a lot of news I want to talk about. How are you enjoying your day today? It's been nice out. I'm not a weatherman. I'm not going to talk about the weather, but it's been pretty nice out. October, what is it? October 1st. You know, you could feel the temperature drop last night. It's a little cold out. Now, I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail, but I want to say this. Let's put the disclaimer in before we talk about this first story, which I got right there, right? Now, let me actually flip this around, do a little flip flop. There we go. So the story right there, my man, right there, right here, right? Before I talk about the story, I want to tell you out there. Now, this is man to man. This straight to men, right? Now, this could go for women as well, but man to man, you gotta learn to control your temper. So I'm gonna repeat that again to all men of the world. It don't matter what country you in, United States, whatever, especially in Philly. You gotta learn to control your temper at all times. Now, I'm not preaching to the choir. I myself, you know, everybody's done stuff before that you regret because of your temper. So I'm gonna repeat that again. Every single person has done stuff in a lifetime that you may regret by not controlling your temper. Now, you there's a difference between not controlling your temper and not controlling your temper and taking it too far. So when you take it too far, you wind up in jail. So when you can't control your temper, when you take it too far, you're going to wind up in jail. Now, a lot of these cases that I do with men, other than like the super serial killer, no milk, pause, are men that can't control their temper, right? Now, I don't care what none of y'all say, not controlling your temper is not a good thing. You know, however you want to phrase it, if you cross the line, you're going to jail, not nobody else. So, you know, all of y'all want to be street dudes out there that think not controlling your temperature, yeah, it's your temperature too. Not controlling your temper is a thing to idolize. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all think not controlling your temper is a thing that should be on a pedestal. It's not a thing that should be on a pedestal because you'll wind up in jail. And if you don't wind up in jail, it'll mess your money up every time. Not controlling your temper will mess your money up also, right? You don't want to mess the bag up. So, being that said, let's see what happened here with my man right here. Now it says man convicted of murder allegedly motivated by shoes. So it says man convicted of murder allegedly motivated by shoes. Now I put the black Air Force Ones up there on a thumbnail, but let's see, let's see what happened here. Now remember what I said, control your temper. Now let's see what actually happened right here.
The motive, prosecutors say the killer didn't like that the victim walked into his home with shoes on. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us live from the Douglas County Courthouse. Kevin?
Yeah, the defendant tried to say this was self-defense, but obviously the jury did not buy that. These videos you're about to see help explain.
He did it.
This is video jurors watch doorbell video from April 2024, moments after Don Bondimitri shot and killed 26-year-old Tamarian Bivens, the boyfriend of his wife's daughter.
There had been previous disputes between the two. I in no way think that they were best friends.
Prosecutors say this murder unfolded.
So he killed the boyfriend of his wife's daughter. Damn. So I'm going to rewind that again. So this man killed the boyfriend of his wife's daughter. Sucker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the defendant tried to say this was self-defense, but obviously the jury did not buy that. These videos you're about to see help explain. He did. He is dead. This is video jurors watch doorbell video from April 2024, moments after Don Bondimitri shot and killed 26-year-old Tamarian Bivens, the boyfriend of his wife's daughter.
There had been previous disputes between the two. I in no way think that they were best friends.
Prosecutors say this murder unfolded in the breezeway of the Trevento Apartments after a disagreement about rules, etiquette.
So the dispute started over the victim wearing shoes in the defendant's home. The defendant had a welcome mat outside of his apartment that said, "Take off your shoes," and the victim walked into the apartment and I guess didn't take his shoes off quick enough for the defendant.
Senior Assistant District Attorney Victoria Hicks talked to jurors after the verdict. This video,
I just popped him, boom, and he fell.
Resonated with the jury. Bondimitri claimed self-defense and returned to the scene a couple of days after the shooting.
He had a body cam on, investigators had a body cam on.
To reenact the clash.
Shows how he ran up behind the victim and shot him in the back of the head.
Bivens did not pull a weapon. It didn't take jurors 2 hours to return a guilty verdict for a man who just got out of prison in 2020 after serving 15 years for attempted premeditated murder in Miami, only to move to Georgia in 2021 and do this.
He had absolutely no remorse for what he was doing.
Yeah,
He but didn't seem scared for his life. He seemed like he was pissed off, and he finally shot the person that pissed him off.
Yep.
And for that, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole,
Damn.
plus 15 years. Going live in Douglas County, Kevin Stewart. These videos you're about to see.
Yo, I hate to bring my man in it. He kind of remind me of ODB. I hate to bring God, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring ODB in it, but damn, yo.
Up explain.
He dead. He is dead.
This is video jurors
Laying
watch
right there.
doorbell video from April 2024,
Laying right
moments
there.
after
Look, he's
Don
looking at him.
Bondimitri.
Damn, yo. Damn. He's looking at the body. I'm trying to see is he looking at the body. Damn. He's looking at the body. He's crazy. Yo, my man is definitely through carpet. Straight up through carpet. That's my word. He is through carpet. Look,
See, help explain.
body right there.
He dead. He is dead.
This is video
Damn.
jurors watch doorbell video from April 2024, moments after Don Bondimitri shot and killed 26-year-old Tamarian Bivens, the boyfriend of his wife's daughter.
There had been previous
Damn, he's
disputes
crazy.
between the two. I in no way
He's
think
laying
that they
right
were
there.
best friends.
Prosecutors say this murder unfolded in the breezeway of the Trevento Apartments after jurors watched.
Yo, he a straight up killer. He's crazy. You see him doing the gun sign? Yeah, that they seen that. The judge was like, life. The judge was like, live, 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 live. You know what I mean?
to self-defense, but obviously the jury did not buy that. These videos you're about to see help explain.
He dead. He is dead.
This is video
Damn.
jurors watch doorbell video from April 2024, moments after Don Bondimitri shot and killed 26-year-old Tamarian Bivens, the boyfriend of his wife's.
Yo, this dude right here, this dude is a murderer. Like, look, he killed the dude. He ain't got no remorse. He doing, look, I'm gonna tell you what make this, look at his hands. Hold up. This would make this dude a murderer. Look at his head. He already killed the dude, right? And he doing like the actor theatrics. He did. Like, he doing like actor theatrics. This dude is just a cold-blooded murderer. You know what I'm saying? Because usually dudes after they kill somebody, they just walk off silently. He got the whole this is what you call Freddy Krueger killer. You know what I mean? He want to talk after he murder you. He Freddy. I got different classifications. Look, these are the 3 classifications. You know what I'm saying? It's Freddy. Well, no, it's 4 of them. It's Chucky, Freddy, Michael Myers, and Jason. Those are the 4 murderer classifications, right? Is this dude Chucky? Leave a comment below. Is he Chucky or Freddy? He's either one of the 2. So is this dude Chucky or Freddy? You know what I mean? But he's definitely one of the 2. Now, if you just tuning in, this dude killed the man, right? I'm gonna just play this one more time. He shot his stepdaughter's boyfriend, was essentially his daughter's boyfriend, right? Now, I don't know how disrespectful Young Buck was, but you know, I don't want to go there with it because we don't know what actually happened. But this dude is definitely either Freddy or Chucky. Leave a comment. You decide. Is he Freddy or Chucky?
As you're about to see, help explain.
He dead. He is dead.
This is video jurors watch, doorbell video from April 2024, moments after Don Bondimitri shot and killed 26-year-old Tamarian Bivens, the boyfriend of his wife's daughter.
There had been previous disputes between the 2. I in no way think that they were best friends.
Prosecutors say this murder unfolded in the breezeway of the Trevento apartments after a disagreement about rules, etiquette.
So the dispute started over the victim wearing shoes in the defendant's home. The defendant had a welcome mat outside of his apartment that said, "Take off your shoes," and the victim walked into the apartment.
So the welcome mat said, "Take off your fucking shoes." You know what I'm saying? This hoodactionnews.com. We could say it. So the welcome mat on the apartment said, "Take off your fucking shoes." That's crazy. So I'm gonna put my man up on the screen. I got him in the thumbnail, but yeah, my man, he definitely he's in the Freddy Krueger classification. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's in. I'm gonna put him up on the screen. So like I said, I got 4 classifications. You know what I mean? I compare them to horror movies, even though this is real life. Of what type of what? Now I'm not hyping this up, but obviously we're talking about it, and it's just reality of what type of killers these are. A lot of these killers, after they kill the person, they want to talk to you. They want to talk to you before and after they kill you. So this dude right here, he's I'm gonna say, I might backtrack. He might be Chucky. You know what I mean? He might be the Black Chucky. You know what I'm saying? So it's 4 classifications. He's either Chucky. I'm gonna start putting them on the screen too. So this dude, that's what my next show, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be killer classifications. This dude is he is in Chucky or Freddy Krueger. Leave a comment below. So let's move on. But he definitely threw carpet. He's crazy. He threw it off. You know what I mean? But listen, y'all gotta control your temper, because that was like a friend of the family type time. Now, I just really found this right here. I don't really know what happened, but it says 7-Eleven employee charged after deadly altercation. So 7-Eleven employee charged at the deadly altercation. So let's find out what actually happened in the 7-Eleven. And is this another case of you should control your temper? Now, I have completely no idea what just happened here, other than just reading the title. So a lot of these, the whole point of doing this live and doing this like on a live stream is because other than reading the title and gathering all the context clues that I can obviously gather, I have completely no idea what's happening in none of these cases other than just reading the title, which you're probably doing now. So let's find out what happened.
7-Eleven in New Jersey ended with 1 man dead and a store worker facing facing serious charges. Investigators say the victim and the suspect did not know each other. And so now they're trying to figure out how this happened. New Jersey reporter Anthony Johnson with the story.
He did commit reckless manslaughter by striking the victim in the head multiple times.
Taiwan Sanders Boyd had a first court appearance following a late-night incident on Tuesday at this 7-Eleven. Boyd was an employee of the store who was accused of manslaughter in connection with the death of 44-year-old Markeem Moore. The two got into an altercation in the convenience store, and when cops arrived, Moore was unresponsive and pronounced dead at the hospital. Friends of the victim were standing near the 7-Eleven, remembering Moore, who they said had health issues.
Markeem was a good kid. He was very humble. He wasn't no troublemaker. And the crazy part about it, I just can't see somebody doing the way they did it.
The judge outlined the allegations, saying Sanders Boyd struck the victim multiple times and knocked him down twice. Moore's friends have been told the attack was vicious and unnecessary.
If you're an employee at that store, you handle it better than that. You handle the situation better than that. You pull the guy to the side and you say, hey, whatever you got to tell him. But at the end of the day, you don't fight the guy.
Folks who knew Moore are expressing their condolences to the family and saying the 44-year-old did not deserve to be allegedly beaten to death.
And I was seeing him like every other day down by the store, and we're talking all the time. And he was just a positive kid and like no troublemaker.
No one knows what led to the attack or if any words were exchanged. The suspect is expected back in court for a detention hearing on October 3rd. But if he is found guilty of reckless manslaughter, Sanders Boyd could spend up to 10 years behind bars. In New Brunswick, New Jersey, Anthony Johnson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So they don't know what really happened there, but as in the first case, you got to control your temper because you really want to save. So let me put my man back up on the screen. Let me put my man back up on the screen. Let me try and find a picture of my man. Gotta do the visuals. So I'm putting my man. Now, my man, you definitely listen. You want to save. Let me flick this. There we go. So, no, I don't like that side. Bloop. So you want to save this energy. Move over. You want to save this energy for if somebody's trying to rob your ass. You know what I mean? In the store, you don't want to like get into a confrontation. You know, a customer. We don't know what happened, right? Just say, yo, man, these chips are stale. You don't want to get into it about 7-Eleven business. When you're doing customers, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me give you a hint, right? I got a lot of experience in customer service and sales. When a customer is coming to you about a problem with the store, something in the store, an item or whatever, you want to talk in third person. You don't want to take the face of the company, even though you're working there. You want to shoot yourself some bail. Like, just say the customer comes back and the chips are stale. Oh, well, you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, man, I gotta talk. You know, I'll talk to the manager about it. You know, I just work my shift, and they give me a list of what to do. But I definitely gotta talk to the manager about that because you the second person that came back talking about the chips are stale. So I gotta talk to you. Want to take yourself out of being the face of the company. You don't want to be the face of 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? By no shape or form. So if the customer has a problem with something going on with the store, don't take the face of the business and get mad. Take yourself out of like, hey, I'm just working here. I just took on this shift. I'll definitely let the manager know. I just work here, man. You know what I mean? Now, if they come in with some type of racial type attack and all of that, then you call the cops. But you never want to take the face of a business when you work for the business. You want to try to give good customer service, but if it's like an extreme situation where they come in and they're mad about a product or service, you never want to take the face of the business that you work at. You are the face of the business. You're the first contact they're going to shoot the messenger. When they try to not literally shoot the messenger, but when they come in and try to shoot the messenger, you always want to throw yourself some bill. Hey, I just work here. I just started here. The tasty cakes are pretty old. I'll definitely let the manager know, but I don't really have nothing to do with it. Sorry about that, sir. We'll see what we could do for you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell my manager, you always want to blame it on somebody up higher. Put it like that. Because they'll have you working in the store by yourself. You just started, and they'll have you taking in every problem as the face of the business. No, you always want to blame it on higher up, even if it's an invisible person. Yeah, we'll let the owners know, and we'll try to handle the problem. I just work here. I'm only here part-time. You know what I mean? You're not getting paid enough money to take the face of the business. So you definitely want to control your temperature. I keep saying control your temperature. You want to control your damn temperature, all right, but you want to control your temper, because you don't never want to take the face of the business. I know that for sure. You never want to take the face of the business when you're doing customer service, and that's any sales job or just a regular retail job. Any sales job or retail job, never take the face of the company, because even the owner is not going to take the face of the company. They're going to say, I'll just work here too. So, you just like a cashier, and you trying to answer all of 7-Eleven's problems. You don't want to do that by no way, shape, or form. Now let's find out here. I got a lot of ratchet news today. I'm not gonna even lie to you. SuperRatchetNews.com. I should have called this today. Woman accused of helping trio steal 12 Hertz cars. Damn. It's a lot. Look, and it's a lot of black people on here today. I'm just keeping it real with you. This is HoodActionNews.com. I got a lot of black people on here today. So for all y'all little racists out there, this is your day. Because I got a lot of black people, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's, for some reason, I don't know why, it seems like all the black people, different groups of people do all the same crimes. Not the same crimes, but one day it'll be all black people. One day it'll be all white people. The next day it'll be all Spanish people. It always switches up. I never got a mixture. It's like black people want to do shit all at the same time. Let's see. So, woman accused of helping trio steal 12 Hertz cars. So let's see what the hell happened here.
Stealing rental cars from her employer.
Authorities say the woman worked at Hertz at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, and Local 10's Sanella Bovic is live at the airport with much more on the charges she's now facing. Sanella.
That's right, Janice and Louie. Investigators calling this in.
Damn, she all right, though. She all right. Look, when I'm doing this, my show, I ain't got a front. She all right, though. She was all right, though. Let me rewind, though. Yeah, we ain't fronting on here. She all right. You know what I mean? Look, flicking her hair. She all right.
At Hertz at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, and Local 10's Sanella Bovic is live at the airport with much more on the charges she's now facing. Sanella.
That's right, Janice and Louie. Investigators calling this an inside job, that the woman worked here at this Hertz airport location, manning the security gate, and allowed these thieves to allegedly leave with not one, not two, but 12 vehicles.
Damn.
12 cars stolen from this Hertz car rental center. The person deputies say is responsible for letting the thieves get away with it is former employee Savannah Harsha Phillips. She's now behind bars. According to an arrest report, the thefts happened at the Fort Lauderdale.
The ratchet.
She's now
Oh,
behind
man.
bars.
Hold up. You know I was going to do it. The ratchet. The super ratchet helping these dudes steal 12 cars. You know I was gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Look at the edges. So her and her ratchet edges is helping people steal cars, man. Here we go. First we got ODB. When it rains, it pours. You know what I'm saying? First we got the dude ODB shooting people for wearing shoes in the crib. Now we got the chick with the edges all the way down on her nose helping YN steal cars. You know what I mean? Today. Listen, today, this is really hoodactionnews.com. You know what I'm saying? We got we got dreads and edges. Dreadlocks and edges doing crimes today. You know what I mean? Dreads and edges.
Phillips. She's now behind bars. According to an arrest report, the thefts happened at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport location on Friday, May 16th at 11 p.m.
12 vehicles.
Dreads and edges.
12 cars stolen from this Hertz car rental center. The person deputies say is responsible for letting the thieves get away with it is former employee Savannah Harsha Phillips. She's now behind bars. According to an arrest report, the thefts happened at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport location on Friday, May 16th at 11 p.m. A security manager told investigators surveillance video captured 3 men walking into the garage, scoping out cars. They'd allegedly get into the cars, drive to the security gate, and make contact with Phillips. She's seen on camera pressing a button inside the booth, allowing the barrier arms to rise. Authorities mentioned the men returned a short time later and retrieved more vehicles. It only took an hour to swipe a dozen cars.
Damn.
All makes, models, and tags on the cars were documented, and Hertz management discovered there were no authorized contracts for rent on any of the cars. The arrest report goes on to say management was alerted to the thefts 2.5 weeks later on June 3rd after receiving 2 calls, one from a Hertz in Texas and another in Virginia, claiming the stolen cars were involved in crimes in those states. When Phillips was confronted by management, she allegedly became rude and irate, quitting and walking out of the office. She's now facing 13 charges. 12 of those are grand theft charges. Phillips' bond has been set at $62,000.
Damn. Yo, sometimes companies, they have like that wall of you won't go to jail, you'll just get fired. So I wonder if she stayed on the job, would she had just got fired? But now I wonder, is it like I'm not a lawyer, but if you're still working with the company, can you go to jail? Her voluntarily quitting, now they can press they may be able to press criminal charges. I wonder if that's a good question. Now, this is in Florida, right? So I wonder if she would have stayed with the company, they may have just fired her without her going to jail. She voluntarily quit. That looked kind of funny under the light. Now they could probably fully prosecute you. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's a good lawyer question. All y'all lawyers out there, let me know. But that's crazy. You don't want to why would you mess up your little job? You're going to mess up your job. You know what I'm saying? Your edges already down to your forehead. Now you ain't got money to get them done. Ain't gonna be no edges in jail. The only edges you gonna have in jail is somebody with a shank, with the edge of a shank. You know what I mean? So definitely you don't want to do this stupid stuff. Stupid. Messing up your job. That's a nice little job too, little. You know what I mean? You're a young buck, stack up your money. That's a nice name to have on your resume. Y'all here tripping. Now, speaking of tripping, what happened here? Is this Alabama? No, that's not Alabama. This is Houston. Man shot and killed by his wife. Damn. On Brigham Woods Boulevard. Brigham. Well, you probably gotta have an accent to say this. Burnham Wood Boulevard. You got to have a country draw the way this name is said. But listen, let's see what happened here. Now, sometimes when you read these titles, right, they're already telling you what happened. So we already know a man got shot by his wife. Let's find out why.
Father is dead, and investigators say his wife confessed to killing him.
The shooting happened this morning on Burnham Woods Boulevard near Treshwick Road in Spring. ABC 13 reporter Pooja Lodia is live with the latest in this investigation. And Pooja, we understand you just spoke with the victim's family.
That's right, and that family really is hurting. Just think about this. They saw this incident unfold on the news this morning and immediately knew that their loved one had to be involved. So they rushed over here to this apartment complex, and investigators did confirm their fears. Now, they have confirmed that the victim here is Chad Edward Pullman, a 50-year-old truck driver. Investigators say his wife lives here in this complex, and according to family, the couple had just separated last week after years of an on and off relationship. This morning, just before 10 o'clock, investigators say the wife told them she had shot her husband. She has been detained for questioning, but at this point, according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, nobody has been arrested. Other residents tell us they heard 6 to 8 gunshots.
Well, this morning when my wife and I woke up, we heard something sounded like gunshots, which is not unusual around here because we're not far from a gun range. And I thought myself that it might have been a gun range. And then we come to find out after we heard the sirens and everything that it had been a shooting.
Now, the victim's mother did confirm to us that the couple shares a 3.5-year-old son. Thankfully, he was not here when all of this happened. Reporting live in Spring, Pooja Lodia, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Damn, this white
50-year-old.
Now, you notice they didn't show what she looked. They show what he looked like. They didn't show what she looked like. So his wife took him out. That's crazy. That's more than crazy. Now, I don't want to say nothing bad about him. I don't know, but you know he was knocking them chicks down on the road. So you know what probably happened there. I don't want to put that on my man, you know what I mean? But you know, man, you a truck driver and you about to get a separation when you come back. He probably had some chicks on the side or something. But I don't want to put that on main man because he died, you know what I mean? But you know what's going on. But she shot him. Now, how she didn't get arrested is wild to me. But they're coming for you. They're coming. Trust me. They're getting all that evidence together. So they made sure you stay in jail. Now, let's find out. Let me see something. What? Damn. Look, I'm just reading the title. I'm like, damn. Man accused of defrauding students. So man accused of defrauding students. I just kept it because I can't pronounce his name. It's what is this? Volusia County. Yeah, Volusia County. My Spanish draw is horrible. But I think it's Volusia County. So let's find out what happened here.
Europe turned into a costly nightmare for over 100 students and their families in Daytona Beach.
Flush News Volusia County reporter Pamela Combe talked with a parent who lost thousands after deputies say a travel agency scanned them all.
Yo, let me hear how he said. He just said it fast. Volusia. I think he put a Shia.
County reporter Pamela Combe talked with a parent.
100 students and their families in Daytona Beach.
Flush News Volusia County reporter Pamela Combe talked with a parent who lost thousands after deputies say a travel agency scanned them all.
It should have been the trip of a lifetime, Italy and Greece, but instead of a passport stamp, families are now left frustrated.
It is a disappointing. It's almost like a feeling of a loss, not just monetary, but emotionally speaking as well.
Investigators say 104 Seabreeze High School students and chaperones were left with nothing after paying thousands of dollars for an overseas trip that never happened.
Damn.
The trip was scheduled for June 2024, but 1 month before the group was scheduled to leave, the agency emailed students it was going out of business, and shortly after that,
They disappeared. They did not answer their emails. They took their website down.
Sheila Slick showed us the receipts. Every month, she paid the Stone and Compass travel agency $300.
It's a sacrifice. And even if I would have had it all at once and said, well, here's the $3,550, it's not a drop in the bucket for anyone.
In August 2024, the agency emailed the professor about the $400,000 refund. It claimed 95 students received a refund, with 14 others still being processed. But that was a lie. Slick says not a single student got any money.
Damn.
It's been a year since, and Tuesday, the sheriff's office announced there's an arrest warrant out for 56-year-old Robert Goodwin, the owner of the company.
I don't even know that I'll see a cent, and I'm here today because I think that this is creating awareness.
Once arrested, we're told Goodwin will face 2 counts of grand theft and 2 counts of organized scheme to defraud. Covering Volusia County in Daytona Beach, Pamela Combe, WESH 2 News.
That is
Yo, Florida, why is Florida like, now this happens in different places like Atlanta and all over, but from me doing these reports, Florida is a big place where there's like a lot of frauds. Because I did remember the I'm saying remember like you're gonna remember, but I did a case on a father and daughter owning a furniture company, and they were scamming people the same way, saying like, oh yeah, just give us one more check and we're going to deliver your furniture. So I don't know why Florida is like this large scammer hub for them to do stuff like this, like Ponzi scheme, promise schemes, like I promise you I'm going to deliver the goods, and they just run away with the money and never give you what you paid for. So I'm trying to figure out what's is Florida's law enforcement kind of gullible down there? What's going on in Florida that they keep trying to do that in Florida? Because I think people in the city, like I'm in Philly, we'll run down on them a little bit faster. Like, yo, hold up, when is this trip going? Where you live at? Like people a little bit less trusting. Let's say that. And I think I'm not going to put that on people down south, but I know like it seems like people down south are a little bit more trusting than us city slickers. We don't trust nobody. You know what I mean? You barely trust your mother up here. You know what I mean? Where that $5 you said, give me that $5 back. Yeah, so I don't know why this keeps happening in Florida. Long story short, let's go on to another story. But they know who they're looking for. So if I see that pop up, I'll try to follow up on that. But they seem to know who they're looking for. Now, let's see what happened in Costco's. What happened? It says witness video. It says shooting at Costco's parking lot. So this is like 6 hours ago. So what happened to Costco? Yo, why is it Costco's and Walmart? It's always like a shooting happening at Costco's and Walmart. You miserable people need to stay the hell home, yo. Yo, y'all miserable people need to stay home. Stay out of Costco's. You know what I'm saying? Get it delivered to your crib. Like, leave people alone and let them shop in peace.
Costco parking lot in Davie.
And they're saying road rage was involved. Local 10 News reporter Roy Ramos joins us live from the scene.
Roy has exclusive video from when those shots were fired. Roy.
And we'll get to that video in just a moment, but some pretty terrifying moments for shoppers. One moment they're picking up their groceries. The next they hear a shot fired, and it was all captured on video. Take a look.
Damn. Oh, he's
Fired
gonna
in
rack
the
it back.
parking lot of the Davie Costco Wednesday morning. The video first showing two men arguing at one point. That argument then leading up to a fight, followed by that shot that you just heard right there fired. The video appears to show both men remaining on scene. The man who fired that shot trying to justify his actions. From above in Sky 10, we could see Davie police responding, blocking off that parking lot with crime scene tape. And while it appears that the incident didn't affect business, from the ground we watch as that man who was shot at was speaking with police. According to officers, they responded to a road rage incident involving a shooting just after 10 this morning in the parking lot off University Drive near 595. While there were no reported injuries, it appears this was an isolated incident and there is no threat to the community at this time. Now, Dave,
control your temper. Look, now this time is a white dude. Control your temper, everybody. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you, this dude is going to jail because you're leaning in. You're on the offense. You could have walked away. You're not even trying to walk away.
Involving a shooting just after 10 this
Look, let me go back to the video. Dude is
up
not
to a
trying
fight,
to walk away.
followed by that
And I seen you rack the
point,
gun.
that argument then leading up to a
should have had one in the head already. Pause.
The video first showing two men arguing at one point. That argument
Why y'all still racking
fired
guns?
in the
Put one
parking
head.
lot of the Davie Costco Wednesday morning. The video first showing two men arguing at one point. That argument then leading up to a fight, followed by that shot that you just heard right there fired. The video appears to show both men remaining on scene. The man who fired that shot trying to justify his actions. From above in Sky 10, we could see Davie police responding, blocking off that parking lot with crime scene tape. And while it appears that the incident didn't affect business, from the ground we watch as
Control your damn temper.
that man who was shot at was speaking with police. According to officers, they responded to a road rage incident involving a shooting just after 10 this morning in the parking lot off University Drive near 595. While there were no reported injuries, it appears this was an isolated incident and there is no threat to the community at this time. Now, Davie police still haven't said if any arrests have been made, but we do know that one person is now being questioned along with the individual that was shot at, who is out here right now. I just spoke with a person who witnessed this entire incident, who was able to provide us with that video. I'm going through that interview, and I'll have more on that coming up on Local 10 beginning first at 3. For now in Davie, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Roy will check in. Ain't nobody get hit, but control your temper. He bust off a warning shot. That's what he did. That's what he probably did. But you still, like, you're gonna get a charge for that. Why would you just bust off? Don't pull your gun out at all. Pull out, get some nunchucks, man. Like, get another weapon, man. Put your gun on your waist and put a stick in your hand or something, man. Y'all tripping, man, with these guns. I don't know why, the misconception when people buy a gun is that you could just pull it out at any time. You gotta pull out, and when you pull that gun out, it has to be for deadly force. You can't just pull your gun out and flash it. It's got to be for deadly force. Somebody trying to rob you, somebody breaking your crib, like a mall shooter. Like, it got to be for deadly force trying to stop a situation. Now, let's look at what happened here. Now, this is local Philadelphia. Disturbing details. Burke's mom, 1-year-old son found dead. It says Berks County mom, one-year-old son found dead. So I'm guessing this is the guy that did it on the screen. Let's find out. If you're just tuning in now, it's hoodactionnews.com, and I'm your boy Post. And let's do this last story.
District Attorney announcing additional murder charges against 61-year-old Jose Rodriguez. He'd previously been charged with killing the victim's husband, Junior Cabrera Colon. Investigators laying out the horrific timeline before each member of the family is killed. This is the 5 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez, and we do want to warn you, these details are just incredibly upsetting and hard to hear. But you may remember the mother and son were reported missing earlier this month, and then just days later, their bodies were found. Kelly, you were there for today's painful announcement. What are you learning?
Yeah, Jason, that's right. Extremely painful to hear. That investigators did say today this is still an active investigation, but did say there was some sort of intimate relationship between the defendant and one of the three victims, and clearly something went wrong. The DA said the defendant did confess to all three murders. He called this case extremely difficult and said they are looking at possibly pursuing the death penalty.
Unfortunately, in our jobs, we deal with bad things all the time. This is a different level.
For the first time, the Berks County District Attorney outlining the horrific timeline of the murders of 31-year-old Junior Cabrera Colon, his wife, 31-year-old Geraldina Peguero Manciba, and their 1-year-old son, Jaden Junior Peguero, allegedly at the hands of 61-year-old Jose Rodriguez. The DA says he confessed to all three murders.
The loss of life of these adults that
Yo, now look at my man right
Rodriguez,
here.
the DA says he confessed to all.
Listen, he got the stone-faced chiller look. I don't know if y'all notice when y'all see it. Maybe you don't need to know it when you see it. But you just this dude walking down the street, I could just look at this dude, look at this dude's eyes. He got the stone-faced chiller look. That's what we call it. Stone-faced chiller gorilla. Now, I'm not justifying what he did or nothing. Now, this dude is definitely probably most likely going to burn in hell. But he definitely got the stone-faced chiller look.
All three murders.
the loss of life of these adults that were killed was unnecessary. The loss of life of that 1-year-old was cruel. It was horrible.
The DA's office announced the arrest of Rodriguez for the murder of Junior last week. Investigators say he was shot in the head, found early on September 13th in the brush along River Road in Bear Park, where there is now a growing memorial.
That is the investigation that started all of this, the finding of the body in Bear Park. But it was actually the last murder that he committed.
The DA says Reading police learned that no one had heard from Junior's wife and their 1-year-old son since the day before, September 12th. Cell phone records led them to an access road off East Holler Lane in Ontalani Township, where they found Geraldina's body, and days later, not far away, they found Jaden in a shallow pond. The DA says Rodriguez and Geraldina had some sort of intimate relationship, meeting at least a year ago when they worked in a warehouse together, and he was infuriated that she would not leave her husband and was taking his money. The DA says Rodriguez admitted to picking Geraldina and Jaden up on September 12th with the intention to kill her, and that he shot Geraldina once in the back.
So this dude is just a simp. This is a Michael Myers simp. You know what I mean? So let me go back. This is some love triangle shit. Damn.
Days later, not far away, they found Jaden in a shallow pond. The DA says Rodriguez and Geraldina had some sort of intimate relationship, meeting at least a year ago when they worked in a warehouse together, and he was infuriated that she would not leave her husband and was taking his money. The DA says Rodriguez admitted to picking Geraldina and Jaden up on
So he was mad that I'm gonna rewind a little bit more. So he was mad that she wouldn't leave her husband and she was still taking his money. Yeah. Super simp dude. That's what this dude was. Super sucker.
and Geraldina had some sort of intimate relationship, meeting at least a year ago when they worked in a warehouse together, and he was infuriated that she would not leave her husband and was taking his money. The DA says Rodriguez admitted to picking Geraldina and Jaden up on September 12th with the intention to kill her, and that he shot Geraldina once in the back of the head and threw Jaden in nearby muddy water.
I can't imagine anything more horrifying.
Yo, Ashley, and I don't want to do this, but she put the family in danger. By this relationship, put the whole family in danger. Now, damn. Yo, this is wild.
At the head and threw Jaden in nearby muddy water.
I can't imagine anything more horrifying than throwing that 1-year-old child into that pond of water. And that child is left there to die.
Rodriguez allegedly told investigators he shot Junior near his last listed address on Center Avenue when Junior confronted him about his involvement with Geraldina.
Mr. Rodriguez had no prior criminal history. So something happened. No matter what, no one deserved to die.
The DA said today investigators recovered substantial video evidence as well as physical evidence that Rodriguez actually led them to, including a gun, as well as some of Geraldina's belongings. Now, Rodriguez told investigators he acted alone, but part of their active and ongoing investigation is to determine if anybody else was involved. Jason.
Kelly Rule there. Thank you very much, Kelly.
Damn. Super duper stink.
Developing
dude. Super. He had sex with her. Damn. And then you want to take out the whole family. Definitely something wrong, my man. But listen, super diabolical news. Make sure we pray for all the victims. You know what I'm saying? Super diabolical. Now, that's all I want to say, yo. Yo, make sure we pray for all these victims. And I don't know we should pray for the murderers, because it might be a wrap for you, my man. You going to hell with gasoline draws. They're going to drop you in a lake of fire. But listen, definitely pray for the victims. Be safe out here, yo. It's so many different scenarios that are messed up that... Let me just take this off the screen real quick. It's so many different scenarios that are messed up that it's kind of like you can't really it's hard to say be safe, but you can't really navigate out of every scenario. All you could do is pray to God. If you don't believe in God, you need to. That's all I'm gonna say on my platform. If you don't believe in God, you need to. You know what I mean? But listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And as always, be safe out here, man. HoodActionNews.com. I'm Izzo.